everybody, it's Jenny J 1911, and it has been 2 weeks since I've gotten to talk to you guys. It's great to see everybody already in the side chat getting the party started, and I have lots on my agenda to talk about tonight. First of all, of course, I think everybody here has on their hearts and minds the shooting that happened in Uvalde. I'm guessing that's how you say it, Texas today. Very sad situation, and we will be discussing that in a little bit. But of course, since that's a little bit weightier topic, I wanted to get through some of our other stuff first. So, as you can all see, we have a beautiful new hat, Jenny J 1911 hat here. So please pardon me while I very rudely wear a hat inside. But I wanted everybody to get to see it. And this will be making its debut in Houston in a couple of days. So that's pretty cool. And then also we have a lovely Jenny J 1911 polo. So just in case anybody is at NRA this weekend, you'll be able to pick us out. My husband has one. His is gray. The shirt's gray and mine is blue. So you'll be able to find us. And I hope that anybody that's there comes up and makes themselves known, makes themselves acquainted. So our plan is to have hats exactly like this, although I'm thinking about adding the J Crew right here on the bill, just for, because I don't know, it's kind of our thing, right? So I thought about getting that added, but the hats will look just like this. And I'm actually thinking about just starting out with the t-shirts. So if anybody is interested in that, you'll have to let me know, and I will let everybody know as soon as we get that ball rolling. So it's so great to see everybody. I'm going to scroll through my names here. I had some people showing up early. Slide Rack won't be here tonight. I think he's got to work pretty early in the morning. So he said he would catch up with our video later, but it was good to see him hop on real quick and say hi. Guns and Barbecues here. Michael Alsop, Michael Dunn, Mr. Bunning, who is retired from teaching. And I know he's so jealous. I just got all my grades finished and submitted today. So that's all taken care of. I am officially done for the school year. I have everything finished. Tomorrow we leave for Houston. So yay. So let's see. We also have Shooting Gallery NE is here. Hey, how you doing? We have Critter, of course, Critter's dog, who will probably have to go out in about a half hour. Bob is here, and Stephen Hall. Hey, good to see you, Stephen. Glad you're here. Affordable Armory is here. So yeah, we've got a nice sized crew shaping up, and everybody's ready to go. So yay. So first of all, like I mentioned a minute ago, we'll be going to Houston in a couple of days, and we are going to be heading to the beach. First, that's our first stop on our agenda. We're going to go to the beach, and this pale girl is going to get a little bit of some sunburn going on. Of course, I'm always very careful. My dermatologist has said, actually, my dermatologist told me, stay out of the sun. You shouldn't be in the sun more than 15 minutes every week, and that's being covered. Well, that doesn't happen very well. So I do try to be very conscientious about it, but I'm not going to adhere to 15 minutes in the sun per week. So sorry, I'm not a mushroom. So let's see. We've got our trip to Houston coming up. That's pretty exciting. Everybody has said that I need to go to the fashion show on Saturday night. So that's part of the plan. I will be there. Looking forward to seeing some new faces and making some, connections with some people that I've already been in touch with, and cannot wait. I plan to do some lives from there. We have another new upgraded camera. We only spent a couple of weeks with the last one that we had, and now we've already upgraded. We just felt like we wanted to make sure that we were able to bring quality stuff to you guys. We are not using that camera right now, just so we're clear. I use my laptop still for these lives for right now, but you know, that's all things that we're doing, new microphone, all that kind of stuff. So we're going to be using those, and we've got lots of battery packs and we are ready to roll. So looking forward to bringing things to you guys so we can be your eyes and ears on the ground just in case you can't be there this year. And so let's see. This last weekend, my 18-year-old graduated from high school, and she is now officially a high school graduate. She'll be going to college in August. I think she said late August is when she starts there. So we have freshman orientation coming up in a couple of weeks. So that's pretty exciting, more so for her than me. But, you know, I'm very proud of her. She graduated with honors. She had decent grades and a great ACT score. So she was able to graduate with honors. So I was very proud of her for that. And because we had this graduation this weekend, my parents actually came from Ohio to visit and attend the graduation. So that was really awesome. I haven't gotten to see them since Christmas. So it was nice to be able to see them again. And I told them, I said, you know what, when you come out, we'll go to the range. And I've never shot with my parents before. So that was pretty cool. And so my dad, you know, he's an Army vet. He's obviously, you know, had some experience with firearms. And my mom has had some experience around the farm. I mean, you know, she does a little critter control, not critter 9A. Let's just be clear here. No worries, critter. But she does do some farm type critter control. And so she brought her Ruger out. It's a 22. And so she brought that out and we took that to the range. She had never had it apart before to clean it. Now, anybody that has taken a Ruger apart and put it back together to clean it, the older Rugers are very challenging to get put back together. So I'm sure lots of you can relate to that statement. So we took it apart for her because she never had it apart before to clean it. Took it apart, cleaned it, tried to put it back together. That took a little longer. So we did get it back together, and she took it out to the range and promptly dirtied it up again. But that's okay. That's what they're there for, right? So it was really fun to get to shoot with my parents. And it was also fun because we went out to Ultimate Defense, and when we walked in, of course, our two of our favorites that work out there, Dave and Dean, they both saw us coming in and they were like, "Oh, Jenny J." And so, you know, they were excited to see us and we were excited to see them. And my parents were just, I don't know, I guess a little surprised that people were excited to see us walk in. I don't know. But we did get to use, they have a separate range that's only 7 yards that's back behind the regular range. And so we actually got to shoot in that. And it was just the four of us. And it was really nice because, you know, not having shot with my parents before, we were able to just kind of have the place to ourselves. All the other visitors were up in the front ranges. And so, you know, it was really cool to be able to get to do that with them. And my dad is a very nice, steady shot. I was so happy to get to shoot with him. And of course, I know everybody wants to know, did I let my dad shoot my 1911? Well, duh. Of course I did. And he loved it. You know, he handled that 45 ACP like a pro. And I was just so excited to finally get to do that with him and get to see how steady he was. And he did shoot our 686-4 and absolutely loved it. He has a Smith & Wesson revolver of his own that's also 38 special. And so it was cute because he hasn't actually gotten to shoot his own revolver yet. And he shot our revolver, that one, and he said, "Oh, that's really nice." He said, "I hope my revolver shoots like that." So we hope it does too. He didn't bring it with him, but hopefully he'll get to shoot that sometime soon. So let's see. Apparently, Michael Alsop wants to know how our 38 semi-wad cutters did for us. So they were awesome. And we had we took them out to the range the first time we had them, and we decided to bring it home and tweak the load just a little bit. And so we did that, and they are beautiful. We absolutely love shooting them. And we like our load exactly where it's at. It actually works really well for both our 686-4 and our Blackhawk. So we're very happy with that. We still have to go pick our Uberti up. We haven't done that yet. And I mean, it's just been so busy lately, and probably won't slow down until we get back from NRA. So hopefully our Uberti's still there waiting for us. But yeah, those SWCs worked really well for us, Michael. Thanks for remembering, and thanks for asking. Yeah. And so, I also showed my dad how to load. We brought him down into our shop. The first night they got here, he was exhausted. Of course, they had driven all the way from Ohio, which is a sizable drive from Ohio to St. Louis. And I brought him down here. We had a little tour of the shop, and he has never reloaded before. And I wish we would have gotten it on video, but it was really cool. I got to show him exactly how it works, how the press works, and he was super impressed. And he said, wow, actually looks pretty easy. I mean, once you get it all set up, and we showed him how we use the quick change kit to just, slide one out and slide the next one in, and everything is pretty much set and ready to go. We explained how you have to change out the primer tube, of course, depending on which primers you're using, but he was really impressed by it. And so next time he comes, I will definitely be putting him to work pulling that handle, because I think, he's 72 years old, and I think that it is definitely time for him to get to reload some of his own rounds. And how rewarding would that be for him to get to not only load his own rounds, but then get to go out and shoot them. So yeah, between that and Cubs baseball, those are the two things. Oh, and Oliver tractors. Those are the three things that make that man tick. So I think that he would really love to be able to do some reloading. And next time, I promise I will take a video of that, because it's going to be worthwhile. So, so we went shooting with them and had a really nice weekend, exhausting weekend, very busy weekend. We got some great graduation pictures, but we got to spend lots of time with our family. My in-laws came down to visit, and so everybody got to spend some time together. And it was actually the first time my parents got to meet my husband's parents, so that was pretty cool. And it went very well. Thank goodness. So anyway, I'm going to get to the comments real quick here, and then I want to switch over to my Weber Tactical video. I have something to show you guys. So I am going to see if we've missed anything. Vanessa Kitty's here. Good to see you, Vanessa Kitty. Clover Tack, NRA this weekend. I can't wait. I can't wait to meet up with you either. It's going to be so much fun. So yeah, Clover Tack is one of the people that, I've made a connection with, and we're going to get to meet him, and I don't know, just see what he can tell us and what he can show us, because he is a pro at NRA, and we've never been there. So that'll be pretty cool. Let's see. Critter, I don't know what I missed, but he's talking about riding topless while driving. I do have a Jeep Wrangler, so sometimes we do take the tops off and we ride topless, but that's the name of the game, right? I mean, that's what makes life exciting. All right, let's see. What are we missing tonight? Steven is excited to see our posts from NRA Gun Show. I am so excited for you to see them too, Steven. I wish you could be there, but I'm hoping that this will be a close second. So yeah. Let's see. Vanessa Kitty, you are so right. Ruger does not make it easy. Although I have to say that the newer Rugers are easier. We have been out to Gateway, the range that we do our range safety officer stuff at. And we were actually out there last week, and a lady came out. She had purchased 2 Rugers and she was picking them up. She's never shot before. And so our favorite instructor, Dennis, was there. He's also the chief range safety officer, and we love working for Dennis. So Dennis might be here tonight. He does try to show up to the lives, and sometimes every once in a while he'll sneak in a little comment. So I always watch for him. But he was talking to this lady, and she took both of her guns out. You know, he was kind of giving her a little overview. She's going to be taking some classes with him, and he gave her a little overview of these Rugers. And I can tell you, these Rugers are definitely becoming a little bit more user-friendly for maintenance, I think it looks like. So they're going to be easier to get put back together. Let's see. Affordable Armory. Yes, Mark asked if we're in Houston yet. And Affordable Armory, thank you. Yes, we have not left yet. We're leaving tomorrow. My husband still has one more day of work to get through, and then we'll be driving on out of here. So, yep, I'm going to make the drive, and hopefully with gas prices being what they are, we get good mileage, and we have we have a good tailwind pushing us along so that we don't use as much gas. Let's see. Walter Bunning shot 3 of his U-birdies yesterday. Walter Bunning, are you trying to make me jealous? Because not only did you get to shoot yesterday, and I did not get to shoot yesterday, you got to shoot 3 U-birdies. Go figure. Just rub it in, Walter Bunning. You just wait. I'm going to NRA in a few days. Are you going to be there? I thought not. So I guess now that evens our playing field, right? Michael Alsup is glad that they shot well. Thank you. Some of the new guns need size at 357, but they're great bullet. Yeah. You know, I haven't actually gotten to shoot any 357s yet, so need to do that pretty soon. Mark Thomas says, Walter, if there's no video, it didn't happen. I agree with Mark Thomas. Mr. Bunning, no video. It didn't happen. Let's see. I'm getting swallowed up in my comments already. Michael Dunn asks, what's new? Well, lots. I'm off school now, and my kids graduated, got to see my parents, so that's cool. And we're leaving for Houston tomorrow. So Michael Dunn says, I match with Ford Blue. Old. Well, yes. No, actually new Ford Blue. Dylan is the old Ford Blue. And of course, I'm pointing to my press. It's not like any of you guys can see it, but it is right here. So yeah, it is my favorite color. I mean, what is more patriotic than blue? And of course, you know, there's a little bit of red behind me, but yeah, I just love blue. I've always loved blue. Ever since I was a kid, like a little kid, I've loved blue. Just one more. Okay, great question. How's that Hellcat Pro working out? Fantastic. I love that gun. Absolutely love it. And here's the thing. So when we took my parents out shooting this weekend, they both shot it. And my mom didn't really care for it just because it's a 9. She really prefers her 22. But my dad shot it, and he, you know, neither one of them had any issues. And I think that it just, every time we have somebody else shoot my Hellcat Pro, it is more proof to me that that gun is one of the most universally fitting guns. I have not had a single person yet who has said, this gun doesn't fit my hand, or this gun is not comfortable to hold. When I went out to Weber Tactical last week and did that video, I actually had, of course, my carry gun with me. And so I was telling Adam Weber about it, and he said, oh, cool. Can I see it? And I had actually left it out in the car. So I said, yeah, I'll go grab it. So I went and grabbed it, and, you know, he liked it too. Obviously, he didn't get to shoot it, but he liked how it felt in his hand, and it just, it has been so universally fitting for every single person that has come across that gun so far. So, and I've actually had a lot of viewers who have told me now that they have gone out and gotten a Hellcat Pro and they like it. So, I mean, I don't know. I'm not getting any kickbacks from Springfield Armory, just so we're clear. But it is cool that people are agreeing with me and my opinion on this. So that's really neat. Mark Thomas says she's on my side. That's right. I am on your side. Walter Bunning says gas prices, no NRA for me. I hear you. Yeah, I think in another couple of weeks, we probably wouldn't have gone either, honestly. I mean, it just is insane. It's insane what gas prices are doing. Right now, here in the St. Charles area where we're at, gas prices are about $4.48 a gallon for unleaded. And that's just, I cannot even wrap my brain around that. We had somebody at a gas station tell us probably a month ago that they're expecting it, that they've been told to expect that it's going to be up to almost $8 by summertime, or by midsummer. So I guess we're not going to be going much of anywhere, but thank goodness we have shooting ranges that are nearby so we can go to those and I don't know, still have fun. So, Bombshell, good to see you. Better late than never. That's true. And you know what, Bombshell, I'll just say you're just fashionably late. We'll go with that. Okay. I am not in teacher mode as of this afternoon at 3:00. I was out of teacher mode. So, I walked out of my classroom and that was it. I was on summer break. So you do not have to be on time, Bombshell. You can be fashionably late and it's okay. Steven says in Utah, gas is around $4.60 a gallon. Walter Bunning, you are paying $6.50 in California. Oh, oh my gosh. I'm so sorry. So Walter Bunning is going to be getting very, very strong leg muscles because he's going to be walking everywhere. So yay! Everybody's going to be in great shape by the end of the summer because we're all going to be walking. Woohoo! Yeah. I don't know. Oh, Echo, good to see you. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. How's everyone tonight? So good to see you, Echo. Critter says he got his test tree to try out some of his reloads. Good. I'm glad. Hey, Reese is here. Reese says it's still cheaper for me to drive to Houston and drive back home than stay in Houston. Agree. I mean, we looked at hotel rooms in downtown Houston for this convention this weekend, and they were like, this was probably a month ago, they were $500 a night minimum. So yeah, that's ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. Yeah, I'm over it. I'm over it already, and it's just starting. But the good news is we have been getting a ton of primer notifications from Shooting Bot. And I mean, in the span of maybe a half hour this morning, we had like 4 notifications for primers from Shooting Bot. So I'm really hopeful, really, really hopeful that they're becoming more available again. And we're going to start seeing, some of our local shops have them more in stock so that we can start patronizing them again a little more too. Mark Thomas, 2 more weeks until I can shut off teacher mode. Mark, you're a teacher too. That's awesome. Yay. You know what? We have actually we're in good company here. We have quite a few teachers on here. So that's pretty cool. Affordable Armory, Airbnb is the way to go. When you were pricing it, you found places for $70 a night. That's pretty good. Bombshell ordered 2 bricks today. Yes. And Bombshell did tell me earlier that the bricks that he paid for are still a little overpriced from what we have seen in the past, but at least they're available, right? At least we are seeing them. So I'm forever an optimist. I will believe that things are coming back. Now we just have to get gas prices and stuff like that back in check. And I think that's not going to be happening anytime soon. So, so Reese is going to drive down on Friday or Saturday. I'll get lots of powder. You get lots of powder notifications. So Reese, make sure you find me. Please promise me that you're going to find me, because I will be there all 3 of those days, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So make sure you look for me. I will be, I probably won't be wearing the hat through the building. I'll probably just have this on and have my hair down. But for the video tonight, I just wanted to show you guys the hat. And yes, of course, I have the obligatory ponytail here going on. So I know that's the only way to wear a hat. I can't stand having my hair, like, I don't know, makes my ears look like they're sticking out more or something. So I don't like that. So anyway, I do want to get quickly to the Weber Tactical holster. So I wanted to show you guys, I did have somebody ask, I think Affordable Armory had asked me if they ended up putting a belt clip on it for me. Yes, they did. And so I have that here. That was post video that Adam put that on for me, but I wanted to show you what this looks like. And so this is the 1911 holster that he made for me. And as you can see, and he did mention in the video, these screws are adjustable. So you're able to adjust the tightness to your preference. Of course, I like it so it's pretty tight. I like to have that, I don't know, I like to have that tension or the retention so that I know that that gun is safely sitting in there, especially for something like a 1911 that's a little bit heavier. And it fits in here very, very nicely. And it's just so cool because, you know, I hadn't actually taken my 1911 with me to make that video. I wasn't expecting for him to make a holster for me. So that was pretty cool. And he asked me, he said, "Did you bring your 1911?" And I said, "No." So he said, "All right, well, I've got one that will, you know, you can borrow for this purpose for in the video." So that was pretty cool. But, you know, last thing he did was he put the cute little Weber Tactical sticker on it for me. And so, yeah, like I said, if you can see here, this is the belt clip. And this is also adjustable. It's got some little, I don't know what you want to call them, little squeezy things. Sorry for the technical terms back here, but yeah, it fits on your belt perfectly, and it just is a really, really cool holster. And, you know, we didn't really get to go into it much. There was so much that we didn't get to show you guys. And we're planning to do some follow-up videos with some of their other products because they do make the belts. They make all of the competition shooting gear and sets. So they make those. But one thing that they do make that I didn't get to show you that I thought was super cool is they make double layer holsters. Now, this is obviously a single layer holster, but they make these double layer holsters that are just so beefy. And he showed those to us, and they're really, really cool. I mean, they're so thick. They're so thick, but they're not any heavier than these. Honestly, they're just really, really thick. And he was telling us, you know, like you can drive over those things and they're not going to break. They are so substantial. So really, really cool. Adam Weber is a really great guy, super nice. Just in it for the right reasons. You know, I think he really is wanting to promote the shooting sports, and not just promote the shooting sports, but just, I don't know, be there for the shooting community. And he sees needs and tries to meet them. So it was just really cool to get to talk to him. He's got some really exciting things planned. I'm not going to go much into that, but they are expanding their business and some pretty cool things on the horizon for him. And if you ever get a chance to go out there, to Hawk Point, Missouri, and see them, you definitely need to do it. Cool business, cool place, and it's going to be a really cool place to hang out. And we're definitely planning on spending some time hanging out there. So that's all I'm going to say. But he's going to be pushing out some videos showing the things that they're doing out there. And then I'm sure, once he gets to do his promotional stuff, then we'll be able to do a little bit too. So exciting for all of that. Okay, the big thing that I want to get to tonight, and we've talked a little bit before. Sadly, my husband and I were talking this afternoon, and he said, what are you planning to talk about tonight on your live? And I said, well, of course, I want to talk about the Second Amendment a little bit. And I like to look at Second Amendment politics, or not politics, but current events, and just see what's going on, because there's always something going on. And we got home, actually, from picking up the shirts and the hats. We got home and I got a text from my mom, and she said, hey, did you see what happened in Texas today? There was a school shooting. And I said, no, I had not heard about that, but I guess there's my answer for what we're going to talk about a little bit tonight. So it's a pretty weighty topic. And it's very, I think there's a lot of contention when it comes to this topic, because, you're dealing with several different factors that people feel very passionate about. Of course, kids, families, education. Okay. And that is one of the core topics here with this story, and with any school shooting or any mass shooting that happens. And I think that we all always put ourselves in that situation and think, what if we were the ones that lost a loved one? How would we feel? And of course, most of us have a teacher in our lives, right? And, we've got several here in our side chat right now, one sitting right in front of you. And when you think about the things that, teachers go through or might be expected to go through, we've talked about a couple of times, we've had the discussion about, should teachers be able to carry? And of course, we don't know enough details about what happened at this shooting yet to know that if there were any teachers carrying, if this would have stopped what happened. I would like to think that it definitely could have slowed some things down. But, right now, of course, what's happened has happened and we can't change any of that. The sad part of this all is that, of course, it very quickly becomes politically heated. And, we all have our opinions about that. Everybody here in this video tonight or in this side chat, everybody here has pretty strong opinions about the Second Amendment and gun reform, gun control, etc. So, I think that it would be safe to say that pretty much everybody here supports the Second Amendment. Why else would we be here, right? We want to be able to have control over the firearms that we own, the firearms that we use, and we don't want somebody else to be able to tell us that we cannot use them and that we cannot own them even. And there are definitely states in our nation, and most definitely countries in our world, who do not allow the firearm freedom even that we get to see here in most of our United States. So that being said, of course, I have to say that, of course, all of our prayers and our thoughts and condolences go out to everybody that's involved in what happened today. It's a very sad situation. And I think, of course, none of us ever want anything like this to happen. So that all being said, I kind of wanted to touch on some of the things. I have them pulled up here, just some of the things that are coming out already, things that people are saying. And so I look forward to everybody chiming in. I see actually everybody starting to chime in over in the side chat. So you guys are one step ahead of me. So kudos to you. So as of right now, it looks like 18 children and 3 adults are dead. And the suspect's grandmother was also shot. And the suspect, of course, in case you don't know, was an 18-year-old who is now dead and was probably shot by responding officers. They said 2 law enforcement officers were also shot, and they are expected to survive. The elementary school where the shooting happened has an enrollment of just under 600 students, and those students are in 2nd, 3rd, and 4th grades. So I did not watch. I know that President Biden was supposed to address, he was scheduled to address the nation at about 7 o'clock my time. I did not watch that. I thought about watching it just so I could let you guys know in case you didn't watch it, but I'm sorry. I didn't feel like watching him talk about it, so I didn't watch it. No apologies. I did want to read a statement that I saw that I thought was very interesting. The Houston mayor said, I'm going to find this quote here. The Houston mayor, his name is Sylvester Turner, and I'm sure that, my Texas peeps all know who this person is. I did look it up. He is a Democrat. And so I'm just kind of curious how he got to be the mayor of Houston. But of course, Houston's a bigger city, so that's probably why. But it is Texas, so I don't know. Anyway, the mayor, Sylvester Turner, said, "I'm heartbroken and troubled to learn about today's tragic event at Robb Elementary in Uvalde, Texas, that took the lives of 14 innocent children and 1 teacher and left dozens of children injured. My deepest condolences go to the families, teachers, and classmates enduring this unspeakable tragedy. In the last 2 weeks, at least 23 people have lost their lives in mass shootings in Buffalo, New York, and now Uvalde, Texas. Here's where it gets rich. Congress must act, and governors and state legislators must pass reasonable gun control legislation. The voters must demand it from their representatives." What about the voters that demand freedom of being able to choose their own firearms and freedom to be able to be armed? Period. What about that? So I'm just wondering, is that really what's going to fix it? Is that really what's going to fix it? This young man who went in and did this today, and, the same with whatever happened in Buffalo, would gun control have stopped either of those individuals? I mean, we all know the answer to that. If somebody wants to go in and shoot people, innocent people, is the fact that they're not going to be able to go in and purchase a gun at a gun store going to stop them? No, we all know that. It comes down to who is getting their hands on guns that shouldn't be getting their hands on guns. There's nothing that's going to stop them finding a gun if that's what they want to find. We all here, everybody here does this the right way. We all do this the right way. We all equip ourselves with the knowledge. We all are very responsible gun owners. I know that everybody here in this video and in this side chat is a responsible gun owner. I can guarantee that we all follow all of the basic rules of firearms, okay? And one of those rules is that you should never let somebody else take possession or have access to your firearm that shouldn't have access to your firearm. We all do that, okay? So if somebody else wants to go out and get a hold of a gun, they're going to do it. And are we going to just stand back and let them do it? Because we gave up our firearms because the government said, hey, we're going to take those from you now. We're not going to let you have those anymore. You know, then we are basically defenseless. We're sitting ducks. And to me, that's what really sucks, because I don't want to be in that position. And I know every person here doesn't want to be in that position either. So another thing that I wanted to read was the fact that now Senator Ted Cruz is being crucified for a comment that he made. And I'm not going to read what some people are saying in response to his statement. I will say, okay, so here is a quote from what he said tonight. Inevitably, when there's a murder of this kind, you see politicians try to politicize it. You see Democrats and a lot of folks in the media whose immediate solution is to try to restrict the constitutional rights of law-abiding citizens. That doesn't work. It's not effective. It doesn't prevent crime. He added, we know what does prevent crime, which is going after felons and fugitives and those with serious mental illness, arresting them, prosecuting them when they try to illegally buy firearms. So, yeah, I mean, but he said that, and he is already being ripped to shreds over this comment. And, we have people already on the other side who are saying, nope, that's it. It's how much more can we take? Something has to be done. And we need to have stricter gun control policies. Well, maybe that offends me. Maybe that offends me. And so the people who are offended by what Ted Cruz said, because he actually said what he was thinking, and what we've been seeing, he's being persecuted for that. So it just really bothered me. And, instead of people trying to listen, I would like to say that the people who are pro firearms, people who are pro Second Amendment, I think that we all spend a lot of time thinking about this. We spend a lot of time learning and researching and becoming knowledgeable about this subject. So instead of any of the other side trying to listen and take into account what we're saying, they just want to shut us up. So that really sucks. I'm going to go over to the comments because I know I just keep seeing my side chat just pop, 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 pop. I want to see what everybody is saying. And oh boy, I missed a lot. I missed so many good comments here, but Stephen Hall, yeah, sad day in Texas. Rest in peace for those children and their teacher. Yeah, absolutely. Critter, yes. So Critter says that he started off by killing his grandmother. I mean, yeah, who does that? Obviously, this person was not well. And I don't care who you are or what you think of your grandmother. If you're willing to harm your grandmother, then yeah, there's definitely something a lot deeper there than what any of us can deal with just by having our 2A rights stripped from us. Michael Alsop says he was an illegal, so it wasn't a legally owned gun. I don't know if that, I don't know any of that, if that can be backed up or not, but I mean, that's obviously a very strong possibility. Affordable Armory, making decisions based on an emotional reaction is never a good idea. That's very true. And I think, that's part of, we are responsible gun owners, and we all know that we have to keep our emotions in check, because we do have the potential with this lethal tool. Okay. But think about how many things in our lives could be lethal. Okay. How many people have known somebody to use a car as a weapon? Okay. We've seen it in the news. We've seen that happen before. It's not just guns that people use. And, if somebody wants to do something like that, they can go in with a knife. I lived in West Lafayette at Purdue when somebody went in, disgruntled, went in on campus and stabbed another person until he died. And, it doesn't have to just be guns. If somebody wants to commit a heinous act, they're going to find a way to do it. And then in the meantime, if we have our rights taken from us, then where does that leave us? Like I said before, it's like we would just be sitting ducks. So, let's see. Bombshell asks a great question. I was wondering this too. Bombshell asked, how did you get into the building? Yeah, that's what I'd like to know. And, you all know that I'm very, very opinionated when it comes to schools having security. And, school should be the one place, of course, where students go to feel safe. I have had many, many students, and anybody who's a teacher can tell you the same thing. Doesn't matter what school you're teaching in, you will always have students who go to school because that is their one place to feel safe and normal, because everything else in their life has gone to hell. And it happens all the time. I see it all the time. So of course, that should be the one place where kids can go to be safe and to feel safe. And, I think the first thing we need to do is, knowing that there are a lot of people out there who have bad intentions, how do we protect the kids? So I think, every school needs to reassess their security. And of course, these schools are not what they were 50 years ago, or even 25 years ago. I graduated in 95. And would we have ever had to have a security guard at our school? No. I grew up in rural Northwest Ohio, a little town called Montpelier. And we never would have had to have school resource officers there. But in today's age, we do. And I think schools need to invest in doing something like that. So let's see. Yeah. Reese says, expect protests at the NRA conference. Yay. Can't we all just get along? I just want to go have a fun weekend. No, I know. And, honestly, I was thinking about it, like, with the statement that the Houston mayor made earlier today. I wonder how NRA feels about having this convention there. I know it's a good location to have it, but there are going to be other good locations too. So, I don't know. Politically Insensitive says, I'm sure Potato Joe will waste no time trying to use this to introduce some common sense solution. Yes. Well, my favorite is always, let's just talk to them let's talk to them and tell them our feelings. Yeah, that's gonna work. So, let's see. Bob Shell asks, don't we have enough infringement? Yes, we have enough. In fact, we have too much. Bob Shell, keep the damn doors locked. Yeah, exactly. Don't just let people walk in off the street. I've seen it happen at my own school. Let's see. There should be man traps and controlled entry at all entrances, Reese says. Yes, I agree. I mean, schools shouldn't just be public access all the time now. And, I saw it at the school that I taught at this last year. There were a couple of occasions where people were able to just walk in, and people that shouldn't be there. And that's scary. I really think that people need to stop trying to be open and welcoming and transparent, maybe. I don't know. But that's one phrase that always bothers me, is when people say, oh, we have to be completely transparent. Well, sometimes some things don't need to be transparent. That's all I'm going to say about that. So, Bob Shell says, we're old. I know Bob Shell's not talking to me, because I know, well, he just admitted he graduated in 86. Now, think about this, everybody. Okay, I graduated in 95. Okay, that's apparently when I think Critter said earlier, that's when he built his first house. So I graduated in 95. My daughter, who just graduated, it's 2022. So, okay, let's see. 2022, that's 27 years since I graduated. So she is, and I still have one more to go. She's a freshman. She'll be a sophomore this next year. So she graduates in 25. Crazy to think about. Reese says, Bob Shell, I'm just a pup. Some days I don't feel like a pup. Some days I feel like an old crusty dog. So Reese says, too many maladjusted children out there. They have no coping skill. That, my friend, not a truer statement has been made, that kids don't have coping skills. No morality, no sense of right and wrong. They're just emotional time bombs. It's so true. And you know what? Part of the problem is they are not well versed in human interaction, because this right here is their human interaction. And I see this all the time, not just from my own kids. One of them in particular, I won't say which one, but she might be 15. It's like a constant battle when I'm at school. Constant battle. These kids were like, leave your phones in your lockers. Your phones cannot be in the classroom. And inevitably, almost every day, I say that, 10 minutes later, they're all like, oh yeah, my phone's in my locker. Well, girls carry purses. Boys have pockets. Sometimes you can't see when they have a phone on them. And inevitably, within 10 minutes of me saying, all those phones need to be in your lockers, somebody's phone rings. Now, here's my other question. Who is calling and texting a kid that they know is in school? I'll tell you who. It is always their parents. Every time, it's their parents. I say to them, who's calling you and texting you? They know you're in school. And you know what they tell me? It's my mom. Why is mom calling and texting you? Well, she has a question. You know what? My mom, when she had a question when I was in school back in the olden days, okay, she would wait until I got home from school and ask me then. It doesn't hurt anybody to wait to ask a question. So I'm just going to give everybody a little friendly piece of teacher advice here. If you're a parent and you are calling and texting your kid who is a student at school, just remember, every time you do that, they're distracted and they are not learning. So then when they come home with an F in math because they were too busy worrying about what mom was texting them to take notes before their math final, and this may have just happened. That's why I'm speaking. I sound like I might be speaking from experience. This did just happen. Don't blame me. Don't come back at me and say I didn't do my job because your kid wasn't ready for their final. You were calling and texting them while they were in school and creating a distraction. So, sorry, just get on a little soapbox there with that. And just, yeah. Ugh. Social media. Bob Shell says Facebook is the problem. It's all social media, especially TikTok. Ugh. Don't get me started on TikTok. I am still on TikTok, but I mean, I barely ever post there. And honestly, the only things I post there are just to get people to come over to YouTube. So I would love to be able to get rid of TikTok someday and just, tell them adios. So Critter says he's still pissed at his first child because she made him a grandfather at 42. Oh, Critter. You probably are the most spoiling, doting grandfather. I have no doubt you probably spoil your grandchildren, and I don't want to hear it. Let's see. Politically insensitive. I love this question you just asked. Are you able to take the phone for the duration of class? If it rings again, answer it and let whoever it is know the person they're calling is in the class they're disrupting. Well, let me tell you a little story. So one time I did have, just this school year, I did have a student whose phone rang, and he proceeded to answer his phone in class. And so I went over to him and I said, "Who are you talking to?" And he said, "My mom." I said, "We are in the middle of class. Give me your phone." He said, "No." I said, "Give me your phone." He said, "No." I said, "Give me your phone now." He said, "No." So I took the phone, I grabbed the phone out of his hand, made the mistake of grabbing his phone out of his hand, and he flew off the handle. His mom then proceeded to call another student in class who went to the restroom and took the phone call and came back into my classroom and said to me, "I just talked to student A's mother on the phone." Now, mind you, these were sixth graders, okay? And for any of my sixth graders at my current school listening, this is not your school I'm talking about. This is the school before your school, okay? So don't get your feathers all in a ruffle, but it wasn't you guys. So anyway, he said, "So-and-so's mom, student A's mom, wants me to tell you to keep your hands off her son's phone, or she's going to come up here to the school and kick your butt." Except he didn't even use the word butt. Yes, like I said, sixth grader. So that's what happens when you try to take a kid's phone away. How pitiful is that? Teachers don't have any authority when it comes to stuff like that. It's pretty sad. And that is one of the things that is frustrating for teachers now. And I think I can speak for all teachers when I say this. I've talked to lots of teachers. I have many, many, many teacher friends, and they will all tell you the same thing. Teachers have very little authority anymore. The fact that I cannot even take a phone away from a student who is blatantly disrupting class, blatantly arguing with me, refusing to give me his phone. And then mom says, keep your hands off my son's phone, or I'm going to come to the school and kick your butt. It's not okay. That is not okay. So I hope that answers your question, politically insensitive. Probably not the answer you wanted to hear, but yeah, it's not all sunshine and roses when we want to take cell phones away. Yeah. So Critter says he's a mean grandpa. He made the youngest grandson of 6 sit on a chair and deprime 45 ACP breasts. Oh, Critter, how could you? Oh my goodness. I cannot believe that's like, I made my 18-year-old go out and pull weeds out of our flower bed the other day. But honestly, she told me she took her phone out and played music in her earbuds, and it was sunny out. And she said, this is the best chore ever because I get to sit in the sun and all I'm doing is pulling grass out of the ground and I'm listening to my music. So she was happy as a clam. I don't know. No, I'm not renting her out. So politically insensitive. Well, hell, may as well tell them that if they're not willing to give you the respect you deserve, they may as well not even come to class. Yeah. And you know what? That's the other sad part of it. Lots of parents don't make their kids come to school if they don't feel like it. And then they still blame the teacher when the kid doesn't do well on their grades, because the teacher should be able to just wave their magic wand and impart all their wisdom, right? No, you don't need to send your son or daughter to school. It's fine. Let them stay home and play Minecraft all day. They don't need to know how to do algebra. It's okay. I'll just wave my magic wand and they'll know everything. Yay! Did you all know that teachers have that power? We are all powerful beings, all knowing, all powerful beings that are able to do that. So anyway, Affordable Armory says, I would have said, bring it, and smash the kid's phone and then politely inform the parent of the no phones policy. Yeah, except you know whose pocket that would have been replaced out of? Mine. And you know what? I have too many guns to buy. I don't want to spend money on some kid's stupid cell phone. No, I'm going to go out and buy myself another 1911 or a really cool revolver. So whatever. I have my priorities too. Yeah, Reese says depriming is a math problem, right? You know what? It actually should be. In fact, probably we should be teaching our kids how to do stuff like that, because none of them know how to do hands-on stuff anymore. They don't know. They don't understand mechanical things anymore. And it's very sad and very scary, because what's going to happen in 20 years when we need to have our pipes replumbed or our electricity rerouted or rewired, whatever, we are quickly depleting our supply of people who can do these physical, mechanical things like that. And, my husband sees it all the time. He works in a job that requires a very mechanical background. They have to have mechanical assets, and he sees it all the time with the younger guys that come in and they cannot do it. They just can't. They don't know. They don't know how to do it. So, yeah. So anyway, we have touched on all of my notes for the night, and I have a big day tomorrow because we're going to Houston. Woo! Party time. Yeah, we're going to Houston. So everybody say a little prayer for safe travels for us. And for anybody else who's traveling down there, hopefully the protesting will be minimum and we can just have a nice time. I cannot wait to bring some videos to you guys. I am so excited to do that. When we get figured out when we're going to be doing some lives, I will definitely put that in the announcements and schedule that through my StreamYard so that you guys have at least a little bit of warning for when to show up. And of course, those videos will be posted then. The live videos will get posted. So you'll always be able to watch them at a later time too. So anyway, I am going to be heading to bed. Got some laundry to finish and some packing to get done. And I cannot wait to be able to show you guys this cool stuff this weekend. Thank you all so, so much for showing up, for having this amazing discussion. I feel like, you know what? I think tonight was my favorite live so far. Maybe it's just because it was tonight's, but I had so much fun talking to you all and seeing all of you. I saw some new names, saw some old names, and it's just been so, so great tonight. Anyway, I hope you all have a great rest of your week. And I look forward very much to talking to you all again soon. Bye.